Most people trust intuition, that quiet tug in the gut, that gentle sense of maybe not this, that turns them away from trouble. But near-death experiencers describe something deeper, not a thought, not an instinct, a presence. It doesn't speak in sentences. It doesn't issue commands. It doesn't demand belief. It waits, and when the moment comes, it nudges. Tonight we explore the experiencers who return from death with a companion made of silence, a guide who doesn't tell them what to do, only which way is safe. I'm Candy, and this is Half Haunted Chronicles. Near-death experiences, many people encounter beings of light, guides, ancestors, protectors, presences that feel loving and familiar beyond language. Most say goodbye before returning, but a rare few come back with something still beside them, not visible, not intrusive, present. They describe it as a knowing that doesn't feel like mine, a sense of being gently steered, a whisper without sound, a calm that steps in when I can't think, someone I trust without knowing why. This isn't lost control. This isn't compulsion. This isn't illness. It's companionship. Experiencers call it the quiet guide. Not all guidance speaks out loud. Some of it waits patiently, stepping in only when it's needed. These are the stories of those who didn't come back alone. The woman who turned left. Anna survived a cardiac arrest at 41. She recovered, returned to work, resumed routine. Weeks later, while driving, sudden awareness rose inside her. Turn left. Not fear, not urgency, clarity. She obeyed without understanding why. Moments later, a tractor trailer plowed into the cars ahead, the lane she should have been in. Brianna later said, "It didn't feel like saving my life. It felt like someone remembered it mattered." The man who was calm in danger. Nolan nearly drowned after falling aboard on a winter fishing trip. He survived. Afterward, danger no longer triggered panic. It triggered calm. When a rope caught his ankle and dragged him toward a winch, the calm deepened. A thought, clear and gentle: drop down. He did. The rope missed him by inches. Nolan said, "I should have been terrified. Instead, I felt accompanied." The teen who felt the truth lean in. Myra survived a serious car crash as a teenager. She returned quiet, attentive. When someone lied to her, she felt pressure behind her sternum. Not pain, not alarm, recognition. It never judged, never accused. It simply directed her attention. Years later, as a social worker, Myra said, "It doesn't tell me answers, it tells me where not to look away." The man who heard a name. Rowan flatlined during emergency surgery. He recovered. Months later, he woke with a name resting in his mind: Elias. No context, no explanation. The next day, he felt drawn to a cafe he never visited. When he asked the barista if his name was Elias, the man froze. "That was my twin brother," he said quietly. "He died last year." Rowan later said, "I didn't bring the name, it came with me." The nurse who knew when to let go. Daniela survived an NDE at 26 and returned to hospice work. She felt the present during patient care. Gentle, steady, compassionate. When patients were ready to pass, warmth gathered in her chest and hands. One night she felt a woman's frail fingers and whispered assurance. The woman exhaled and slipped away peacefully. Daniela said, "That comfort wasn't mine, I was sharing it." This episode stays with me because it asks a simple, unsettling question. When we come back from death, do we come back alone? Near-death experiencers don't describe control. They describe company, that presence that doesn't replace choice, it only steadies it. It doesn't demand belief, it doesn't ask for worship, it doesn't raise its voice, it waits. Maybe the quiet guide is a being of light. Maybe it's an ancestor. Maybe it's the self we forgot when we were afraid. Or maybe it's what the consciousness sounds like when it remembers where it's been. Tonight, we've explored the quiet guide, the present some experiencers carry back with them, guiding without words, steering without force. The next episode, we move into the final threshold, experiencers who sense not just death, not just guidance, but awareness, something watching, something ancient, something kind, something impossible to name. Until then, stay curious and always, always stay haunted.